Hey, we have returned to Gamebound, playing some more Monsterhearts. So let's advance the clock a little bit. So, I mean, I'm assuming that Zaf is going to be avoiding Miss Quinn all day, just like being super careful, trying to like not be in contact with her at all.
I'm staying in large groups as much as possible.
And I think that's fine, right? You get away with that pretty much. And let me just take a look at my notes real quick. I think probably what happens next is Zaf, after school, you're walking out, and actually, one question: how do you treat Cassie the rest of the day? I guess she was like, "Can we talk later?" So let's just go to that, right? So
okay.
let's say it's about like the normal makeout time, right? The time you've been routinely going off into the closet and making out, and sucking blood.
Yes, of course.
And what does that look like? This is obviously the time to have this conversation, but what does it look like leading up to it? Like, would you let her get to the closet, or
no? And like, I'm letting her come to me. Like, I'm not going to go to her.
Sure.
She has to come to me.
You're just around school where you normally be, and she comes to find you because she's like, it's time to go make out or whatever. And honestly, no, you know what? I think you did break something in her a bit. So she's not. It's not like she suddenly goes back to just a random apathetic, horny girl, right? She comes to you still, obviously having cried like a lot of the day and like really emotionally distraught about everything. And so she comes up and let's just say maybe you're up to you, Zap. Where would you want to have this conversation? Whether or not it's where she finds you doesn't matter. Just where would you frame? Where would you want to go to have this conversation?
I don't know if this is a really stupid idea or not. To go and like have it in the counselor's office
while she's not there, or with the counselor?
Like with the counselor, to be like, hello, okay. Cassie would like to talk to me. Would you be able to help with this communication?
Yeah. So now she's like your relationship counselor.
Oh, what might come up here?
Going to couples therapy?
Yeah. So she obviously is like coming along with you, like Cassie is, wherever you're leading her, because she's like wants to have the conversation. But once you guys get to the door there, she looks at you and she says, Zaf, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm not going to have a conversation with Mrs. Clark, okay? She doesn't understand anything about what's going on.
Fine. Then I just like stay out in like the hallway.
Yeah. She's just looking at you like, what?
Oh, okay, talk. We're not going to the closet.
Are you breaking up with me?
No, I'm just trying to understand what got into you yesterday.
I already told you. Amy gave me an ultimatum. She basically said, get out of my way. I'm taking Zaf now, or something bad's going to happen to you. And I didn't want to wait for that. So.
Oh, so she was just going to take me like I had no choice in the matter.
Yeah, she hesitates at that. Zaf, what am I going to do? They're pressing charges. I was just trying not to think about it, but.
I mean, like, Cassie, if I'm being honest, it's not good.
We'll run away. We'll just take my dad's car. We'll just run away. Just you and me.
Cassie, becoming a fugitive is not going to help you.
Bonnie and Clyde.
I'm trying to think of like what's like the worst consequence she could get legally for like this as a 16, 17-year-old in our justice system.
Life in prison?
I don't know if it would. I don't know if that would happen, right?
Not for assault. I don't think you can get life in prison.
Assault,
like
no,
prison at least.
But I think it can go up to another 5 or 10 years for running away.
Like if she ran away, it would be not good. I'm trying to convince her that we are not going to run away.
Well, yeah. So I just want to know specifically for whether or not it would be realistic for her if this goes through just normally, like the charge, and she's found guilty and whatever, and it's like the worst. What's the worst case it could be for her? Does she actually go to prison? Like, is that on the table at all?
I don't think under 18. I think she would go to like a juvenile.
Well, obviously, yeah, that's what I meant. I meant juvie, but
I mean, I kind of want to like try and convince her to be like, well, maybe we can talk to somebody, and instead you can maybe spend some time in a place where you can get good care and counseling and figure out.
Zeph, I can't be parted from you. It's like I need it. You're a drug. And when I'm not with you, I am withdrawing hard. And I don't know what that's going to do to me.
Can I gaze into the abyss to like try and figure out logistically
once and
what's
for
happening?
all, what is going on with her?
Yeah. So I get to roll as if I had dark 3 because I fed on her.
Got it. Okay.
So
yeah, give yourself the
dark
the
-1. So it's going to go to, I'm going to
4, I guess. Yeah.
Say 4 plus I have a string on her that I'm going to use.
Super. Yeah. I think it's impossible for you to fail now. So.
No, I don't.
If you get 2 1s, it'll be a 7. So.
Yeah.
Or no. You're right.
No, it'll still be a
2
6.
1s will be a 6. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot you were a -1 as the starting stage.
Wow, so that's going to be 2 1s.
I mean, probably.
Okay, so modifier, so +4 to make it 3, and then
1 more with the string.
Going to be 5 in my string.
No.
Why did you guys say that?
No way.
Why did you guys say that?
Wow.
Nothing is coming up today.
That is wild.
That's wild.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my.
So
what happens when you fail gazing into the abyss?
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't do it, right? And I get to make a jam move. And in this case, I think we're starting to get to the end tier 2, so I'm gonna probably do a pretty hard move here.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
I will say, Caleb, this is probably also
at least
a good
get
thing
to mark that experience.
I know, but I just leveled up or whatever, so it's gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna fill 4 more rolls.
That's probably also a good clip, Caleb.
That's true.
It had to be 2 1s.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's crowdsource this a little bit. So the list that I have here for MC moves is put them together, separate them, tell them the possible consequences and ask, inflict harm, enact drastic measures, turn their move back on them, leap to the worst possible conclusion, expose a dangerous secret to the wrong person, take a string on someone, herald the abyss, trigger their darkest self.
What's the darkest self?
My darkest self is everyone is my pawn, my plaything. I hurt them and make them vulnerable for sport.
That's what it is. Okay, so
what happens, Zaf? Given the context, though?
No, so this is what's going to happen. Zaf, you think about it, you start to figure, look into her brain, do your weird, vampire mind control stuff with her, and you just stop because you realize you don't care.
She's not worth it.
Yeah, you're just wait a second, what am I doing? Why am I risking myself for this woman? I don't care. Zaf suddenly just goes cold on the inside, and he just is why? She's my puppet. She's a pawn. She's not my girlfriend. She's never been my girlfriend. Why do I care? So yeah, your darkest self is triggered.
Okay.
What do you do?
How does Zaf get out of his darkest self? Just curious.
I have to be put into my rightful place by someone more powerful than me.
And we all know who that is.
I hate this because I know what Zaf would do as his darkest self, but I don't want to do it.
Do it.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
He just kind of looks over.
Cassie, let's go to the closet.
No, we're not going to the closet. I'd be like, Cassie, I didn't understand it until now, but I think it's finally like clear to me.
Is it?
Do you want to get out of here?
I've never wanted anything more.
Wait, I can't hear you.
I've never wanted anything more.
Let's go. Do I have a car?
No. That's what she was
suggesting. Does Cassie have a car?
She was suggesting...
Oh, no, to steal.
Oh, no, I guess she does have a car. She must have a car because... Or at least...
in the parking lot.
Okay, so to make it not break continuity, she did say steal my dad's car. So let's say that like she has a car that her... like an extra car that their family has that she's borrowing to go to school every day.
Okay.
But yeah, she has a car in the parking lot right now.
Okay. So we go to her car, and I like motion for her.
And then she grabs her keys again and punches you.
Oh my gosh!
Just kidding.
I motion for her to throw me the keys.
Okay, she does so, and we can see her like. She's never looked so satisfied and happy, but we can also see the sickening sweetness of the situation. It's very, we can see it's all the hypnotic fake happiness stuff.
And I just say, let's take a detour before we go out of town.
2 knots.
And I want to go to the lake.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Pull into the clearing. Yep.
And
she looks at you. What are we going to do here?
What you've wanted from me for a while. And I would like to feed on her.
Mm-hmm.
And keep going.
Yep. And you just
keep
kill
going.
her?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you get to choose 2 options?
Yeah, I heal a harm, so now I don't have any harm, and I take a forward.
Take one forward. Okay. Everything's coming up, Zaf. Wow. So Cassie is so into it at first. And then it hits her like a tidal wave. What she's doing, where she is, who you are, and what you've made her. And she is terrified. And it is the most we're not going to describe it, but it's basically a rape scene, right? It's disturbing as heck. No. And then you just kill her. And she's lying blood drained in the passenger seat of her car.
No, we're at the lake.
Oh, you like at the lake. Okay.
Yeah. Because then I want to
that makes sense.
Find some rocks.
Yep.
And throw her in.
Yep.
And then she sinks to the bottom.
And we see her sink to the bottom of the lake.
Well, no. I don't want to. I don't want to do rocks.
You want to make it look like suicide.
Yeah, I want her to just be like floating face down. Keys like still in the car. And
drained of blood.
Like, look, man, I'm only thinking so much through this. Okay.
Fair enough.
And like, I want to make sure like her like cell phone and everything is just like left in the car. Like she very purposely like left everything.
Yeah.
And
And you just walk away.
I missed. I don't want to be seen.
So, I think you try to do that. I think you can like in a second here, but like you start to walk away, right? Just normally, and then you're getting ready to do it. And then Miss Quinn is there. And she says, I knew there would come a moment where I could find you alone, where no one would see, and where we could finally finish this. But I have to say, Zaf, I am very, disappointed in you that it took you this long. At least you cleaned up after yourself. And she goes to attack you. And so this is the thing. You're going to have to roll to run away, right? Because she also has vampire powers. You're not surprising her with this anymore. She probably has ways to mitigate it. So it's just...
What is that? Is that...
Cold, I think it's cold because it's like... Oh, no, sorry. Run away. Yeah, run away is different. Let's find it. Run away is volatile.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. I have a forward to use at least, but not good.
Oh no!
Yikes.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Did I just die?
No, there's still more of this story to go.
Just kill me. Just kill me. I'm a monster with no heart. Ooh, she said the name of the game.
Oh boy. Oh, what does skirt death even mean?
It's where the skeleton comes out and it's in a tutu.
Skirting
and it just
death.
goes like...
Well, no, yeah. So I think you do die in the sense that like you take 4 harm in this game, right?
Okay.
So what happens? You try to mist, and she just grabs into the mist, and suddenly we see like a hollowness in the center of the mist. That is where your heart usually would be, but since you're a vampire, it's like empty. And by grabbing that like piece in the like that emptiness in the middle, she like anchors you down, and suddenly you're back. And she has her hand in your chest, and she's just like, "You can't use any tricks on me anymore, Zaf." And then she just like grabs the stake and just stabs in right where her other arm is like in. And then you take 4 harm.
Good thing I healed that other harm.
To avoid death, erase all harm and choose one. Become your darkest self. You're already your darkest self, so doesn't matter. Lose all strings you have on everybody. Let me take a look at what... Yeah, losing all your strings mean you need to rebuild... the other option is to give up your power so that to so thoroughly exhaust yourself putting up defenses that you emerge alive but with nothing left. Losing all your strings means you need to rebuild your confidence and social capacity. I
mean, I'm gonna give up my strings.
Yeah.
I only had one anyway.
The next section it does say here, it says, of course, there's always death. While the rules give you ample means to dodge your final fate, it's worth considering the option even if you could avoid it. So one... Yeah, I'm fine with you doing lose all strings you have on everybody still. I don't think it's Zaf's time to just die. I'm trying to think of, though, how that actually goes about happening, because as it stands right here, Quinn takes everything from you.
Yeah.
But what's the thing that actually means you survive? Like, why do you survive this?
Does she become a ghost?
That's also another possibility. We could switch playbooks with Zaf.
Oh my gosh, would Zaf be as a ghost though?
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to be a ghost.
He wouldn't be so hot right then.
Yeah. We do something else, but let's see. I think you do lose your darkest self no matter what happens here, because you're put in your place by someone more powerful than you.
What if I lose my powers besides the mist power?
So you're just...
And now all I can do is run away.
I
don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
I know.
Like, I don't know like how I had a single string on Amy. It's the only string I had.
Oh, you know what it is? This is what it is.
What?
You remain your darkest self.
Okay.
And what happens is we from the way it's framed, it looks like Quinn is killing you. But really what she's doing is she's like resetting you. She's doing some sort of weird vampiric ritual thing where you are now her pawn.
Okay, yeah.
And you're just going to basically do her bidding. And the real Zaf, like the Zaf who would have cared about Cassie, at least in some capacity, is locked away deep inside. And that's kind of already what was happening with Zaf earlier, right? But now, like, she tames you to herself. Like, she sees that this is what you become, that you finally gave in to this, like, feral vampiricness. And she says, wait a second, I can use this. And instead, she, like, has this fist in your heart and then just twists. And something that she does vampirically just shifts your allegiances. And now you are her, like, willing slave for now. And we cut away from the scene thinking you're dead. But you'll come back at a decent opportunity and be like her right hand vampire.
Everything is coming up, Quinn.
Yes, exactly. And then Quinn helps you clean up. We see Quinn like clean up the mess even more, right? Like so she fixes any details you maybe missed in your suicide setup, right? And we know it's basically going to be. Everyone's going to be like, Cassie something was wrong with her mentally. She lashed out at Amy. She felt so guilty that she killed herself. And that's the story everyone's going to believe. So, let's see. Gree and Iceland.
Where would I be since I was Miss Quinn's trying to keep her eye on me?
Yes. I mean, she just left you at school probably.
School?
But,
at the middle of the night?
No, this is the day.
This was like right after school.
Zaf and her were like skipping school, right? Yeah, and like gonna leave. So she's just here, and then she comes right back. Like she's not worried about she has her hypnotism still on you, so she's not worried about that. But I think I think the only thing left to do now is Iceland infiltrating the program, right?
Yeah, because the only other thing I can think of that is probably minor and doesn't even matter is I'd have to tell Garrett, I don't have anything to wear tomorrow, so you're gonna have to be casual with me too.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have that conversation. Okay. So how do you approach that?
You asked me to last minute that I can't buy anything. I'm poor and I don't have anything else to wear.
And
no, I mean obviously okay. Serious here. Yeah, I mean, she was just Garrett. Like, I'm really embarrassed by this, but like, I don't have a dress for tomorrow. Like, I don't know if you're still gonna be embarrassed to like go with me or not. But like, this is basically it.
Of course, I'm not gonna be embarrassed, but we can go get you a dress.
No,
I work at the pizza place. It's fine. No, I have money. I'd love to buy you one.
I appreciate money that, big. Garrett, but I
well, he doesn't have anything else to spend it on. His parents pay for everything else.
He's so sweet.
I know. I really hope he doesn't die by the end of this. Let's see. What'd she say? I think, and she would just be like, well, I mean, and to be frank, I'm just really not comfortable wearing. I haven't worn a dress in years. Very, very long time.
Iceland, what do you think you're not going to look beautiful?
No, I think I'm just going to be uncomfortable, and I probably won't. But.
Yeah, sure, maybe for 5 minutes, and then everyone is going to be staring at you in the right way.
Yeah, and I really don't want that. This is already a lot, you know.
Okay, go ahead and roll to shut him down. This isn't like a mean shut him down, but you're trying to just like be like, no, just let me have my awkwardness and.
Yeah, that's cold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I do have a +1 forward to this, and this is probably not a good one to do, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
My +1 forward on, but I don't have a choice. Oh man,
almost all the way. So in terms of 7 and 9. Choose them from below. They lose a string on you. You gain a string on them. They gain a condition, or you take one forward.
I feel like I should take one forward again.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. Yeah. And to be honest, you don't actually have a choice about the take one forward. You had to get the +1 on this roll. It's just your next roll you get a +1 on.
No,
so,
I know.
yeah.
I know I didn't have a choice. That's why I was like, hate that I'm using it on this one, but I have to. Yeah.
So that happens. You come across poorly, and they give you a condition in return. I'm trying to think. Like he doesn't want to be a jerk about it, right? Like he doesn't want to make you feel even more self-conscious than you already are. So I think really what's going to happen is he's going to accept your argument here. He's just going to not talk about it, and he's going to go buy you a dress himself, right? And he's going to ask his sister or something to help him pick out something. And he's going to show up with it, right? But for now, he's not going to have a conversation with you. Right. So yeah, we'll see what that looks like later. But
what's my condition?
Right. Your condition is probably just awkward, right? You don't have that currently, so.
Okay.
So Iceland, you want to infiltrate the program?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
I want to figure out what happened with me, what's happening with Gree. Let's go.
So you obviously have the ability to walk through walls and fly. But this is a top secret government facility. You don't necessarily know where to even go. You know it's in below the power plant or something, but you don't know any details. So we probably see you, be ghosty, fly into the nuclear power plant, and be there, but you're just ghosting around looking for, and there's security guards, night guards and whatnot there, but you're looking around and you're not quite sure where to go because it just looks like a normal power plant to you. So I think probably gaze into the abyss to try to suss out the location of.
Man, I kind of wish I would have failed one of my rolls so that way I could have gotten advanced.
Oh yeah.
On this, but now I'm probably gonna fail this roll. Okay. Dark. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I do have a +1 forward.
Yep.
Yay! Nice. I won too.
And it's just it's like riding a bicycle, right? You never forget it. You were here before. So you're following one of the
this is the first time I've ever looked into the abyss. It is not confusing.
Yeah. So you're following a security guard and trying to see if he'll show up at it or something. And suddenly as you're walking down the hallway, you just meld back into it, right? You just remember this hallway, and you're just I have walked down it before, or at least floated down it ghostily, right? And you're and if I take a left, and then you just take a left, and the night guard continues on, and you're just no, I know where I'm going now, and you just by instinct walk up to a janitor closet, or it looks like a janitor's closet. You open it up, do whatever secret thing there is, pry open a shelf.
Or I just
look behind it, and there's some sort of secret. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. You can so you just float right into the wall. We see this secret door that you're floating through, and suddenly you're in a pristine white hallway. Well, I guess there's probably stairs going down first. Right, there's stairs going down into this place, and then you go through the security door and pristine white hallway. And almost right away, you see that someone else, you hear someone walking down the hallway, probably going to be turning into the hallway that you're currently in. So I assume you go into the wall, and we see Mr. Pearson walking.
Of course.
Yeah, walking down the hallway, and there's probably a crossroads intersection of these hallways. He walks past, so he would have seen you looking down to his left as you came in, but he walks across the hallway into some other room. And we see him looking at a file, and maybe there's some sort of woman scientist next to him, and they're chatting quietly. Can't really pick out what they're saying, but they continue on. You come out of the wall, and what do you want to do? You know you're in the right place now, but what to do? What to look up?
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess what I really want to know, I mean, I think Iceland would care more about Gree first, probably.
Yeah.
Want to figure out okay, what is he, and like why do they want him so bad?
We learned a little bit before.
Kind of. I mean, basically what we got is that you're kind of like the, oh my gosh,
you're number 5
the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Definitely Winter Soldier vibes going on. Some sort of top secret project of children superheroes.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm assuming that I think she would want to know what happened to Gree first, because I think she in her mind still, she's like, I just really need to make it to homecoming. This is mostly for Gree. If I find out information for me too, that's great. But I mostly just have to get to homecoming. Like that's my main priority for me.
Yeah, go ahead and roll another dark then. You can take +1 forward. You can take a +1 on it because you're acting on the answer that you got from the last vision, right? But this is basically you just like searching through the whole facility, avoiding people, and finding a file room that you can sift through.
Okay.
Partial success. Yeah, so confusing visions, right? So you're definitely filtering through files and you're learning things, right? You know, like number 2, he was some sort of like weird magic user, like kind of like there's like a Scarlet Witch vibe about this guy. Like he has some sort of weird magic power that they're not, but they describe it differently, right? It's like some sort of energy force that you can manipulate. But like that's the vibe we get. And you're just like, as you look through these, you get a bunch of stuff from the other members of the set. But you don't find anything on yourself or Gree, right? It's just filling in the gaps around the 2 important puzzle pieces. So you can get a clear picture of what the puzzle is, right? Like, oh, this is a puzzle of a marina. We see all these ships around, but then the pieces you're missing, it's like, I need to know what the name of this ship is that's in this dock, and the pieces are still missing. So yeah, the vibes you get basically are children superheroos, perpetual children superheroes. So there's something in their DNA that's like however they were created, which it's the files are fuzzy on. They're perpetually children. So Gree has been alive for a lot longer than he looks, but like he's perpetually at this like kind of teenage perfect specimen youth sort of situation, right?
Permanent angst.
Yeah. And the other piece you figure out is that everyone of the set has gone missing. That's the real information you actually gain from this role. Is it's not just Gree, and if Iceland was part of it, it's not just Iceland, it's everyone. They're all gone. And you're not sure. There's some files that are missing. Anything on Iceland or Gree is gone. There's some dates that are missing. You're not sure if they're just being used right now, if they were destroyed, or what was going on. But anything you're able to read, it's basically like, here's all their powers, here's all the set, and now they're gone. Something happened, they disappeared. They're trying to get them back. But that's all you can learn with that role, at least. What would you do next?
That's a good question. Mr. Pearson and I have never interacted before, have we?
I think that's the next narrative step, right? I think we know as the audience that Ben Pearson is the one who has the answers. So like, I feel like this is Iceland having to eavesdrop on him. Like that's the next thing that she has to try to do.
Either I eavesdrop on him. Yeah, I could. Well,
or just
so one of my things is creep.
Yeah.
But it says when you silently witness someone in the most private moments, perhaps sleeping or putting on makeup, gain a string on them. Well, that's a little different.
Yeah. There's certainly an opportunity for that to happen here, but
yeah, I'm just debating if I want to like creep on him or just straight up confront him. Because I feel like confronting him outside of this facility is safer than attempting
very much so
possibly creep on him here. You know what I mean? Because out there I can like for sure escape.
Yeah.
But here it's like a little risky.
Who knows what's in here? Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I'm kind of like
ghost busting equipment.
Right? Who knows? So I don't know. But I feel like the logical thing, I can see both scenarios. I feel like Iceland would probably try to creep though.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like that's just what she does. Like she's not,
it's second nature.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna try to creep.
Yeah, so I think it's one more dark roll to do.
Not a dark roll.
Gaze into the abyss. I don't know what it would be otherwise, right? Like you're just
I know.
the only thing you're trying to do here is find out information. There's just 3 separate information things you've been trying to find. You know. I think this is probably where your luck runs out, but we'll hope that that's not the case.
Okay.
Oh no!
Yep.
Caleb!
I knew it.
Okay, well, I level up.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me what happens first, and then I'll say what I want to do.
So...
Wow, I rolled 2 ones.
Well, let's see here. So you're following Ben Pearson, and he's talking with the scientist lady, and...
Wait, isn't Ben his son?
Yes, you're right. Maybe they're both named Ben. I don't know if we ever gave
Eric is his name.
Eric is his name?
Eric
okay.
Pearson.
Mr. Pearson, whatever. That's what I get for trying to call him by his first name. He's Mr. Pearson. He has no first name.
That's what I was wondering why. I was why
sorry,
is she creeping on the son?
Yeah, no, it's Mr. Pearson. It wasn't Ben. You're following him and the scientist lady. They are talking about stuff that seems interesting. It's just hard to have the context to know what it means. So they're talking about like this program, the set. They're talking about Gree. They're talking about plans. They're talking about Miss Quinn's name gets mentioned, but again, the context is just missing. So you're just not sure what any of it means. And you're creeping. You feel like you're on the verge of getting something juicy, right? Like I think Pearson basically is about to say, and then number 1, she disappeared. The footage that we have shows her gathering up everyone but 5 into the far room on the left wing, or the west wing, whatever you'd say. And then nothing. The cameras go silent, and I still don't know what happened there. I don't even know who number 1 is at this point. I've had hints, rumors, but... Well, the one thing that I do know is that, and then Iceland, you accidentally bump against something, a tray falls, they're in this like lab set type room, a tray falls, clatters on the ground, Pearson immediately looks, and Iceland, just in your fear, right? You become visible, you're just kind of exposed for a moment because you're just kind of, you're awkward. That's the condition I was kind of counting on in this. You just have a moment of just pure vulnerability. You're just standing there and you know they can see you and you're not sure why. And you're just like, holy crap, what happened? And then Mr. Pearson immediately grabs something from his pocket, points it at you. No, just points at like something on the wall, presses it, and suddenly you feel yourself grow solid in a way that you haven't in a long time. And we know as Pearson, we know that he did something to the room that some sort of field that like cancels out powers or whatever they're doing here, right? Yeah. But I think we get the idea that it's anti everything, right? It's whatever they know about any of the supernatural stuff or superhero-ish stuff that's going on. He just activates it, and maybe it's the whole facility. He's just like, activate everything, cancel out whatever's happening, and you feel solid. And she says,
"Sorry, Alyssa."
And he just says,
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
He just says, 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. We can count. Now she can leave.
The scientist lady looks at him and says, I thought I was almost positive she died. It's like, no, I told you. She disappeared. That's different. I don't know.
Didn't know who one was.
I don't know if one can die. So he didn't know who one was if she was around. But and we again, as Alyssa just said, Pearson's never actually met Iceland. So for whatever reason, Pearson just like maybe luck, maybe pure unadulterated luck, just has never put two and two together that Iceland is this person. But it all comes together for him now, and he looks and he's just like, You're a classmate, or you're a student at Emmett Falls High. How long have you been there?
Iceland's just like, she's like trying to press up against the wall. She's like, crap. Gosh, okay. Is there like any moves I can take to get me out of this?
Oh yeah, you have an advancement. Yeah. You can take a look. But yeah, we.
But I guess it wouldn't really matter though if he did like a 4, like a.
Yeah, I think if it's anything super, like actually supernatural, it's not going to work here, just by virtue of the failed roll that you made.
I think I'm just going to add a +1 to my stat.
Cool.
I'm going to add a +1 to my dark.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to get me out of this situation, at least right now.
Yeah.
But I think that'll help me in the future. Maybe.
And we can tell from Mr. Pearson here that he just feels in control, right? Like he's not rushing to do anything. He's just asking you questions because he knows that he has you, right? We see this utter confidence on his face. He's very curious about everything, but he's just like, okay, cool. We can figure this out now. What's your name?
Yeah.
What do you call yourself at Emmett, at least?
Yeah, and she's just like still pressing. She's just
Who do you think you are? That's really what I'm curious about here.
What did you do to this room?
The whole facility is shielded against people like you. I'm still not sure how you broke it the first time.
She's like, I'm trying to remember myself. And she just like gulps. She's just like, I don't think I'm who you think I am. I'm just a ghost. I died a long time ago.
He grabs his phone out, flips to something, shows you a picture of you in the same like gray jumpsuits or whatever that all the kids are wearing.
That must be a twin of mine. I died a long time ago.
Now that would be a dumb trope if this was a twin.
I just. And then she just kind of like drops the axe. She's just like, listen, Mr. Pearson, I'm just trying to.
So you do know who I am. Good. Do you know my son, Ben?
I mean, he's in my class.
Iceland. That's your name. Iceland. I heard Christine talking about someone named Iceland. I was wondering. Okay. All right. This all makes sense. Iceland, do you understand? What do you remember? You must have lost your memories to be stupid enough to come back here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the brightest kid.
No, I'm not trying to insult you. One. I'm just curious how you
just did.
I'm curious how you did it.
I don't know.
And what did you do with them?
I don't know.
Why didn't Gree go with you?
I don't know, because I like him a lot now.
Yes, I know. You were always the closest of the two. So it doesn't make any sense to me that you would sneak off with all of the other set and he wouldn't come.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Listen, Miss Quinn
goes over to screen,
like 50 years ago.
Pulls up some footage. He's not even listening to you. And
listen, Miss Quinn just killed me years ago. I don't know. All I want to do is go to homecoming and die and like just go move on to the next life.
Miss Quinn killed you?
Yes.
What? That's the thing you remember. The thing that didn't happen?
And no, it did.
Miss Quinn didn't kill you.
The priest guy was trying to protect me.
Priest. Frederick?
Yes. He was trying to protect me and Miss Quinn killed him and me.
And you can tell his like
but maybe I killed him. I don't know.
You can tell his instant curiosity is starting to wear off and he's just like getting slightly impatient and also more in business mode now. He's like, it's all right. It's all right, One. We have plenty of time.
Don't call me One.
Well, your name isn't Iceland either.
I gave myself that name.
I know you
Apparently.
did. Or wait, that probably doesn't make sense. You have a tombstone. And your name has to actually be Iceland. Yeah, okay. Just want to I didn't want to break continuity.
Right, because your friend.
Yeah. There is a whole thing there, and that did happen. I'm not trying to say none of your backstory has happened. Like, that's true. So he just says, one is a title. It's not a name, and it's an honorable title. You were the first one that we tried.
I don't care about this. I was just trying to help Gree.
And then he goes turns back to the screen, presses play on this like footage, and he's like, apparently not enough, or apparently he didn't think so. And you look, and it's footage of you, and they're all wearing these like gray jumpsuits. It's you and Gree in one of the rooms of this place, and you're having an argument. And he says, "Oh, give me 1 second," and he like presses like on or something, and there's some sound coming, and you guys are arguing about something, and Iceland, you're basically saying like, Gree, we have to leave now. This is the only chance we have. The field is down. And Gree, you tell me, Gree, what do you think would have made you not want to go with Iceland if she found a way out of this program you guys were all a part of?
It would be out of the frying pan into the fire. We would have just gotten worse off.
Yeah.
He's like,
it's just like Gree being as goth as ever, just being like, there is no hope. Like, they're just going to catch us again if we leave. Like,
they're going to catch us and do like, I don't want to like give any like, I don't know what's happening here, so I don't want to say anything specific, but like, they're just going to make it worse for us. Mm-hmm. And maybe, I don't want to say that, but maybe Iceland's death kind of vindicated him, and maybe that's why he eventually escaped, because I don't know.
So we see this, you have this argument, you guys leave, and he turns back to you and he says, why couldn't you convince him? You were the closest. You even convinced 3 to go along with you, and he hated you. Is it something about 5? Something about the what we did to try to make him stronger? Is that what ruined it? Did we crush his personality somehow?
I want to say, like, canonically, maybe in my head, what happened, what Gree didn't want her to go because he did care about her. It was the one thing that gave him hope, and he didn't want to lose it. Yeah. She was the one thing, and he knew if she left, something might happen, and they might.
So Gree was hoping that him not coming would snap her out of it, and she would just stay.
Well, plus, like I said, if they all escape, they might separate them. Yeah. And it's like, it's a lose-lose situation if they decide to escape.
Yeah. And yeah, so he says that. He's like, is there something about what we did for him to make him stronger? Did it crush his personality somehow? What was happening? The scientist lady is starting to write things down on a clipboard.
So what, you just want Gree so you would know how to crush more experiments?
No. We don't want to crush anyone. We maybe made a mistake with Gree. He is more volatile than he should be. The rest of you are very even-tempered, but Gree just had a dark streak about him.
You know,
he doesn't know his own strength, and he can hurt people if he's not careful. You, though, you were always the voice of reason. So I understand. It makes sense to me that you were able to convince so many. That the issue is you were the only person who had a key to Gree's heart. And yet the lock still wouldn't turn.
Is this like a gaze into the bliss thing so I can understand
if you want
psyche of Gree?
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like I have no idea.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I would have also accepted you just making up an answer, but yeah.
I mean, and plus this is Seth's character, so I don't want to just like. I think right, I think Seth is going to get to make this up.
Sure.
On my successor.
Yeah,
failure here.
Do dark, and you're better at it now. So.
Yay!
Oh, nice. Very, 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 very nice.
So, Seth, what do I find out?
You tell me, Seth.
I mean, wait, so what was it? What was the question again?
I mean, we've probably already answered a little bit of it, but the idea is that there's something about that moment that, like, you and Iceland are really close, but for some reason you just didn't go with her. I want it to be, oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. And I think it's going to be a thing that's going to reveal something about the situation. You can stop me at any point, Seth, if you don't like this. But I think what it is, and you realize this, Iceland, it starts to come back to you. And you realize that he didn't agree with where you were taking them. And you had this conversation before, specific, and so Iceland, you remember the whole thing. You remember that you had a really interesting perspective about how to solve this problem. You were basically like the peculiar mindset of a ghost. You basically said to all your brothers and sisters, we are going to be toys forever. We're going to live forever. They made us to live forever. You remember now that you were a ghost before any of this happened, right? Your regular backstory is still happened. Like you died in the 50s or whatever it was. And you also remember Quinn didn't kill you. It was, let me look at my notes real quick. It was actually Mr. Pearson's father. So Ben's grandfather, the originator of this program. He was the one who killed you. So
he made me into a ghost for the program.
Yes, that's basically what happened. They were attempting, and Quinn found out about it. Didn't like where the program was headed because it was specifically designed to kill people like her. Like it was Supernatural Defense Squad is what this thing was made to be. Make our own ghosties and vampires and things so that they can fight the things that are out there in the night. And Frederick and Quinn were both coming to protect you. You got Frederick killed in the middle of it. Quinn quickly capitulated when they did kill you to not get killed herself. So it was definitely, and the one image you have of Quinn like baring her fangs at Frederick was because he was a Dumbo and was wearing a cross. And she just reacted to it because that's what she does, right? Like, and so it was this thing, like you remember this visceral image because you're a kid. You didn't like get what was going on. You didn't know these people. You knew Frederick a little bit. He had talked to you before, and then Quinn shows up out of nowhere, hisses at him. Frederick gets shot. You get shot. You don't know what's happening. You wake up as a ghost, right? You remember the bits and pieces though, and start piecing it together.
So Quinn and Frederick tried to save me before I got turned into a ghost for the program.
Exactly.
Okay.
When they finally got you out of your invisible, can't be seen by anyone.
So basically this program was just like preying on like little children, like a serial killer style. Just
pretty much trying to make them into weird supernatural monstrosities. Yes.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. And they finally they miscalculated. You turned into a ghost. No one could see you. And then your friend came, woke you up. Like, you became visible, and then they managed to track you down, bring you into the program, and that's when the real fun started, right? Like, that's when their real program started. It was kind of like in the proto phases before. They got you as a ghost, they trapped you, they used you as a prototype to figure out how to do the other people, but you were a ghost for a long period of time before they trapped you. You blocked all of this program stuff out because of how traumatic it was for you. But the main thing you remember about the reason all this happened, the reason that Greed didn't come with you, the reason that the set disappeared, the reason why you left this place, you found some sort of loophole. That doesn't necessarily matter unless you make a roll later to try to get out of this place again and try to figure that out. But we can come to it when we need to. But the thing that was on Iceland's mind is the thing that has been on her mind since day one. I want to die. It's the only escape. It's the only way to ever escape this living hell that I've been put in. And so you told all your brothers and sisters, we all need to just go to sleep and never wake up. And you didn't kill them, right? There wasn't a mass suicide thing. But what you did, there's some, we see you in this footage, like take them out of escape the nuclear power plant. You guys run away. And then we see a dark basement. And there's some sort of weird ghost powers maybe combined with the other set, that happens and they all just fall asleep in this basement. All peaceful. They never have to wake up again. They'll be here forever. But somehow it doesn't work on you. And you're still awake. And all you want to do is just be done, but you can't. And you go a little crazy. You lose all your memories. You go to school and you just start reliving the same school day over and over and over again in the never-ending cycle, just trying to lose yourself in it because of all this trauma that happened. So for Gree, right, and you can tell me if this doesn't make sense to you, but my idea is that Gree, for as depressed and goth as he is, he realized that that wasn't the solution, right? Like, you can't just give up. Like, that's not the solution to any of these problems. Does that make sense, Seth?
I kind of have some other thoughts,
okay.
But I don't know if they make sense. Okay, how long ago has this happened canonically then?
Like probably 10 years?
Maybe. Well, so Gree has memories of the last...
I've lost my memories too. I've lost memories of the last like 2 months, I think it was.
Gree, what if you did go along at the last second? What if you did go with her after the cameras were off and you were in stasis and you woke up 2 months ago?
But they said that is that
up to you. I'm just curious, like, because we do know that Gree only has memories of the last 2 months. Yeah, you're right. Because Gree stayed. You're right.
Yeah,
Gree stayed, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So Gree just escaped.
What I was
ago. Sorry, go ahead. I was
going to say one of my thoughts were, because Lyson was so mad, like saying we need to get out of here, we need to escape. But my thought was like they're just going to do this to more people. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Like we can't.
Yeah, it's just going to take different children. Yeah.
We can't just leave and let more people die. You can't do that to more people. And that would make sense. Like we can't
run away from our problems. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
We can't run away from our problems. You're just going to be making more. We can't leave. Like, I understand you want to escape, but by escaping, you're just trapping more people.
Mm-hmm.
So, Caleb, what if all these people are underneath the mausoleum?
I know exactly where they are, and I'll reveal you to you right now. They're actually underneath the gymnasium of the school, where homecoming happens.
What?
Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
The other thing I was going to say is I'll think of like this is probably another thing I said. And maybe probably one of the conversations I had, and I don't know if this would have been like in the table, is like, they're just going to create more people. And I don't want that because they won't be you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Reload me.
You can't leave me.
Okay. Do I also, I know you just gave me a ton of information,
yes.
But do I also realize that going to homecoming is like basically that I'm not going to die?
No. So the idea, it's still unclear to you what might happen if you go, but you know the reason that you've had this constant urge to get to homecoming and have never been able to is, one, that's where all your brothers and sisters are in the set, right? And you made them sleep, and it's a reminder of the fact that you can't die. You can't pass on for whatever reason. And then two, probably the reason that you didn't go, even though you subconsciously knew that nothing would happen to you if you went, is because you're just so traumatized by everything. So it's just this weird loop of like, you keep sabotaging yourself to not go to homecoming, but you keep wanting to, but you keep sabotaging yourself. And it's just like this weird, horrible mental health cycle of like ghost trauma.
So what is actually going to help me pass on? That's all I want to know.
You know who has the answer? The set.
Okay. And I also, just so you know, I did have a scene. I did want to have it probably for this, but just so you know, I know we're getting on something that sounds like a conclusion.
Okay. Oh, crap.
Yes, you're still trapped here.
I know too much.
And now you know
I'm
too
trapped.
much. Yeah.
And now you really can't go to homecoming.
So yeah, he sees this like look of like, whoa, on your face, right? Like as you're realizing all this, and he just says, let's take a moment here. We can take all night if we need to. Let's just sit down, have a conversation. You're not going anywhere.
Did she remember how she escaped last time?
You could try to.
They'll be harder with him right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I look at the thing that's in his hands.
Yeah, I mean that's the easy way to do it. Yeah,
I'm like, if I just like smash it, I bet I could just float away. Can I try that? Can I try to like attack him and like smash the thing that's volatile?
Act despite fear. That's keep your cool. Act with cold.
Oh, keep my cool. Okay, it's not volatile?
Right. I mean, to lash out physically, you mean, is the idea?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the, I mean, as much as I would like to roll with cold.
Let me just double check. I was getting confused as to the difference between these. Yeah, lash out physically makes sense. Yep, good.
Darn, because I really would like to roll with cold, but
that makes sense.
Because if you're I'm reaching for the thing to smash
exactly.
It, right?
If the idea is lashing out to just break the thing, that's volatile.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, you still have that awkward condition, right? And I think for you, you're so unused to the non-gracefulness of having a solid body that it just doesn't work. Like you just stumble and fall, and like he just easily keeps out of your way. And he says, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to answer my questions. I have the power here. And he like takes off his glasses, just starts like wiping them down. He's like, so the first question I have for you, which you still have as yet not answered. Why didn't Gree leave? What were you telling him?
I mean, I told you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think Iceland's just like not answering.
We have ways of getting you to talk. Now that you have a physical body again, there are many ways we can get you to talk.
What are you going to do? Kill me again?
Oh, no. Death is the least interesting thing that can happen.
As Caleb says often.
Exactly. I prefer to use suffering as my tool.
As Caleb often says.
Exactly. And he turns to the scientist lady next to him, and she's already preparing a syringe. And we just cut from the scene there. Iceland, I think the only roll we need to know here is you're going to roll to keep your cool with cold.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you tell them everything.
Everything? Oh, come on.
They're like, you can't escape. So like, they're just like going to interrogate you until they know everything.
Okay.
Like with truth serum and stuff, right?
Oh, they have truth serum? That's
they're a top secret superhero creating government organization.
They have things that turn ghosts into people. Saying that truth serum is reasonable.
Yes, roll with cold.
Okay.
Oh!
Nice.
I tell them nothing.
Yep. We definitely see just like, you know, at the end of we cut to the end of an interrogation session. You've been there all night, and you're just like strapped to a table, and he just like is obviously frustrated after he's just like probably yelled at you or something, and he just like takes off his glasses again, sets them down, just rubs his temple. We'll continue this in a few hours. I want you to think about how much pain you've been in and how much worse it can get before this is all over. And he just like walks out, and you're like left alone in this room. We just see like Iceland with like a single tear go down her cheek. She's obviously can't like escape. But she didn't break. Like she's just like trying to like as hard as she can not break. So, Gree, what conversation did you want to have?
Okay, so this would be after Miss Quinn gets back from helping Zaf.
Yep.
Because I just realized I saw her attack Zaf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the frick?
Yeah.
So probably what happened is like, this would be like after, I don't know how long would it be afterwards. And it'd probably honestly be happening before all this stuff that happened with Iceland. But say like she brings She brings Gree to her house, and that's probably where the conversation happens because. So she just gets there and said, and he's. What is the condition of hypnotize again? I can't try and escape or anything like that.
Yeah, you can't try to escape her.
Okay, this is not trying to escape. It's just trying to confront her.
Yeah.
So I think as they get there and it's quiet and it's like, she's like,
yeah, I think she's rummaging in the refrigerator and she's just like, do you want some of the tuna bake from last night or?
What did you do to Zaf today?
What did I do to Zaf today?
Yeah. I saw something. I saw some vision of some sorts of you trying to hurt him.
She grabs all this like tuna bake from the refrigerator, starts scooping some into a bowl for you, walks over to you, sets it in front of you with like a fork, and she looks at you and says, if you had a fly buzzing around your head, every second reminding you of the trash you hadn't taken out yet, what would you do? Would you maybe swat the fly and take out the trash? Because that's what I did.
I mean, I don't like Zaf either, but I don't think it's worth calling him trash.
Real quick, Gurno in chat said, heat it up, you monster. Yes, she would have heated it up in the microwave first before handing it to you. So she wouldn't have just handed you cold tuna bake. That's kind of weird.
I mean, she's a vampire. I mean,
that's fair. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like Zaf either, but I wouldn't consider anyone worthy of being called trash.
Not even yourself. I thought that was your MO.
Well, anyone else.
What do you want me to say, Gree? That I made a mistake? That I went too far? What do you think I did, exactly?
Tried to stab him with a stake?
Yes. And I didn't succeed. Thought about it, and decided he was more useful to me in another way. Let's just say that Zaf and I see eye to eye now.
Made him taller? I would say that, just sarcastically.
I made him mine.
Is that why he was naked?
I couldn't help myself.
She frowned and she's like, no, I may be a monster, but I didn't sexually assault my student in the school. Or anywhere else for that matter.
I was striking my student. So what's he gonna do for you now?
Whatever I want. And to be honest, the main thing that I want is you away from Pearson. So from now on, everywhere you go will be with Zaf. Zaf will be watching you all the time.
Okay. Is he there, like with us at that?
Probably hear the doorbell ring, right? And she's like, there he is now. He walks over, opens the door. What do we see from Zaf?
I just like walk in. I don't say anything.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Zaf. Can I have my jacket back?
I'd probably like, no, it's gone now.
Oh yeah, Quinn looks at you and
kind of ruined it with blood.
Yeah, exactly. Quinn looks over at you, Green, and says, "Oh yes, we had to destroy it."
How?
You don't need to know, Green.
I mean, we burned the jacket.
No. Yeah, and she's fine with you saying that. She just like she thought he was talking about like why did all this happen? Like,
I mean, probably, but I was just answering the jacket question. At least.
Yeah.
I like that jacket.
You're going to have a very long weekend. I hope that you and Zaf have some sort of shared interests. Otherwise, it'll be very boring for both of you. But, well, honestly, I don't care.
I don't like killing people, if that's what you mean.
Right. No, I wouldn't risk something like that again. My superiors will be in town tomorrow, and we'll see about what the next step is when we have a council. A council of questers has I don't know, how does this word spelled? Oh, I can't remember. How's this word pronounced? This is a word. Questors. Questar. Yeah. Spelled Quaestor. When the Questars arrive and we have a council, which we haven't had for about 50 years now, so that's new. We'll figure out what to do about the program, you, and everything else once and for all. Gree, you're going to be the key to winning a very, very long war before it even really begins.
I'm trying to think of a way to get out of my hypnotism.
Yeah. She steps over to like go down to or go up to her room or something, and she turns back and she says, if there's one good thing that's going to come out of this, someone like you will finally feel like you have a purpose in life. I know it's hard to come by. And I thought I brooded. And then she walks up the stairs.
If I can think of a way to roll into my hypnotism, I can break it. I just realized that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about that too.
I don't think there's really anything I can do right now to like roll into it though.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Because what I want to do, actually, I'll tell you guys after. I won't ruin it for the stream, but I have an idea of how to get out of here.
Cool. I mean, we obviously started early, so we have a bit more time, but I'm starting to feel like we're getting closure vibes from this.
Yeah, like I don't want to push too much further because I feel like this is a good stopping point.
Yeah,
like
that's why I don't want to say
the finale, right? Like this is like the oh my gosh, the season finale is like going to be crazy.
Yep. Cool. I think we can end there then. Wow. Yep. Man, Cassie Chandler. That storyline just broke me inside for the whole time.
I didn't want to do it.
I know you didn't, but you failed a roll.
But it's what would have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it even makes sense, even if like we disregard like the fact that like mechanics of the game kind of forced you to do it. Like Zaf has been a pretty pragmatic person. Like obviously he cares somewhat because he's a teenager and hormones and whatnot, right? But like at the end of the day, Zaf has cared about one person, and it's Zaf. So if he's pushed far enough, I feel like that's what happens. So cool. Yeah, Iceland's gonna have to get free. Gree's gonna have to get free. Zaf's gonna have to get free. There's a lot of imprisoning happening.
You know what I've learned about this whole thing is that all the adults suck.
They really
no good adults.
Hey,
except
our homeroom teacher.
Yeah, I was gonna say Clark Murphy's fine.
Nick Murphy.
Yeah.
That's
just the people in the program suck. The Miss Quinn sucks.
Miss Quinn sucks.
The counselor was okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's really just anyone involved with the supernatural or anyone involved with the government. So makes sense. Cool. I think that's it from us here. Playing some Monsterhearts. We'll be back next week with Tara and Victa, which is very exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very excited to get back to that and to do some fun downtime stuff. Emily's gonna get to do some dancing and some infiltrating.
Oh, yes. Happy things.
Yeah, lots of fun kind of personal missions that we can go on next time. So
yeah, I'm not doing happy things now.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out about stuff about your sordid past. Yeah. All right, cool. This has been Monsterhearts. We are out. We'll see you next time. Adios.